stretching downfield, going for it all, and it is caught. Bears win it. DJ Moore.
Woo! Bear down, baby. Welcome back to another Bears show. I'm Ivan Vargas. I'm your conductor on this Packer Beatdown Sunday. Before we get started, like, share, and subscribe. Become a patron today at www.thetapeneverlies.com. You can see it at the bottom of the screen. And actually, let me fix myself here because it just doesn't seem about. There we go. A little light. Still not. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Like, share, subscribe. Like I said, become a patron, all that good shit. Bears, baby. What a game. What a game. And I mentioned it before. This was the game that can turn the tide, right? This is the game that can change your franchise. And I'll be damned if for 3 quarters I had all the doubt in the world. And I know a lot of you did. If you did, to be honest with you, all of you did. Like, if you didn't, you're full of shit. All right? Like, let's just be real. The Bears, it just seemed like they were getting in their own way. I'll bring up the 4th and 1 in the red zone in a minute. But just in general, it just seemed like they were getting in their own way, right? That entire first half. And then the third quarter started, and it seemed like there was no adjustment being made. It was frustrating. But again, this team just seems to find a way to be opportunistic and seize a moment. And what they did, turning the Packers away, was it 5 times in the red zone? You can't deny something like that, right? As bad as this defense has been, as much as we said the pass rush has been lacking, they seem to rise to the occasion time and time again, similar to like our quarterback, and we'll get to him in a minute. But again, watching a game like this and watching the defense step up in a big time spot, watching the special teams step up in a big time spot, of onside kick. Who would have thunk? I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, all right, go ahead, Cairo. Let's see how many bounces this gets. But it got the best one. It got the best bounce. It didn't need a multiple. It needed one. And it got the best bounce, and it bounced the Bears' way. And this is a game, quite honestly, if you're looking at Bears-Packers history, this is a game the Packers win. Like, like if you're looking at it a little bit deeper, in these late one-score games, the Packers usually snatch our hearts. They did it 2 weeks ago. But this time, like I said, this was the game for me that your franchise, and not only for the future, but for right now, in this season, this could trampoline them. This could elevate the confidence. This could elevate the swagger, the moxie, the chip on the shoulder. It could elevate, it could grow that. But it needed to be a win. And I wasn't picking a win like this. I'll tell you that much. It just needed to be a win. But the way they did it, oh my God, the way they did it. The Chicago Bears team is like a fairy tale, to be honest with you. It every week I'm like, man, I was sitting here talking to you guys and telling you, I don't believe this team is complete. And I still, to an extent, don't believe it's complete. But what they aren't lacking is just that fight, that dog. You have a dog mentality thriving in your locker room. And quite honestly, I haven't seen this in a long time. Like, and they're all fighting for each other. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of junkyard dogs out there going out and fighting for each other week in and week out. And that's I can't put it any other way. It's not pretty. It's not clean. But God, when it comes time to win, the Chicago Bears are winning. And that's something that you can't take away from them. I don't give a shit what stat you put in front of me. The Chicago Bears are winning. And if this is any type of like I mentioned before, a trajectory or a jumping point, like I would have said an elevation point, you'll see this continue next week in San Francisco. You'll see this continue at the end of the season against the Detroit Lions. And I know somebody mentioned in the comments if I think they're gonna, rest some players. Maybe if they're ailing, right? Maybe if they're hurt, but I don't believe going into these last 2 weeks, you're fighting for not only it's just seeding. You're fighting for the number 1 seed at this point. If the Seahawks falter, the Panthers aren't a cakewalk. The Panthers have that a Grinch type of style to them. I would say this late in the season, but again, you have an opportunity to have a bye going into the playoffs. Get to rest, study, do whatever it is you need to do to prepare for your next opponent. How major is that? Basically another bye. And we had a bye early in the year and we got hit. We got hit with a lot of injuries. Two of our best wide receivers out of the game today. We had plenty of cornerbacks. I haven't seen Kyler Gordon really in a sustained role because he keeps getting hurt, and you don't want to fault the player for getting hurt unless he did some stupid. But again, they're just not there. They weren't available. It hurts us and it sucks because I believe some of those players would contribute and elevate us even further. But again, for me, you have this belief and it's been instilled from the head coach. And I have some beef with the head coach. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Ben Johnson, but when it comes to hammer time, I think Ben gets too fucking cute. Right? You want to announce your presence with authority, right? You want to go ahead and push a motherfucker back 3-4 yards and pick up a 4th and 1. Or pick up or get the touchdown and blow their ass back into the end zone. That's a it's not only physical, it's a mental game at that point. You're getting physically thrown back by a grown ass man, and you're a grown ass man yourself. It starts to wear. These are body blows. It just gets too cute, man. You had a fourth and 1 2 weeks ago. I believe you got too cute. I thought you should have ran. You had timeouts. You had time. What does he do? Literally on the next fucking drive that they have after stopping the Packers, right? After stopping the Packers in the red zone, what does this guy do? Fake wildcat to commit under the legs. What the fuck are we doing, Ben? Come on, bro. I'm sorry. With all your greatness, that is bullshit, man. Be a hammer sometimes, dog. Be a hammer. You got them. You have the players to do it. Be the hammer sometimes. This game should have been a lot different, in my opinion. But again, they have this belief in themselves and they find a way. And it's hard to truly find a reason to be upset because they found a way to win. At the end of the game, they kept themselves in it enough to where they, with one play, corrected all their mistakes. But that doesn't fly in the playoffs, right? You got another week. We got 2 more weeks in the regular season, right? There's life, right? This is one and done in the playoffs. Y'all know this. You can't have these mistakes. You can't get too fucking cute. People talk about playoff Ben. Don't get me wrong. They talk about what happened in Detroit against Washington. They do. Detroit fans talk about it all the fucking time. I hear it all the time online. You can't get too fucking cute, Ben. Just keeping it real. Keep it 100, if you will. Let's get to some good, shall we? I felt like this defense rose to the occasion. You know, the offense was lacking terribly for 3 quarters, and the defense kept this Green Bay Packer team, even without Jordan Love, which unfortunately, I think it was an unfortunate incident. I don't think it was intentional whatsoever. Jordan Love tucks his head. Austin Booker's in the midst of, leaping and lunging after the quarterback. It's boom, incidental contact. Jordan Love goes out with a concussion, clear concussion. You knew he was gone. All credit in the world to Malik Willis, because damn, he did what he had to do. He did his job, and we've seen what backup quarterbacks can do when they do their job, and the Bears don't execute. Right? We've seen this. Tyler Huntley, Baltimore. He did a fantastic job operating that Packers offense in more of a, I would say, a little bit of a conservative way. Like they were just gashing us with the run, and I don't know why there wasn't some type of adjustment. Maybe they just thought they were going to stick to the regular game plan or what have you. But I just felt like there needed to be an adjustment. There needed to be a spy on Malik Willis. There needed to be maybe some run blitzes thrown in there, because you saw what they were doing later in the game. They were trying to run this clock out, go home happy. Luckily for us, that shit didn't happen. But again, you can't let, what the fuck was the running back's name? I don't even know it wasn't, it wasn't Jacobs. It was Wilson. 14 carries, 82 yards. He was at 5.9 a pop. It almost felt like he was at 7. Right? It felt like every time he touched the fucking ball, they were getting a first down. They were picking up heavy yardage. It was frustrating, to say the least, watching that happen. And with no adjustment, I felt like. It felt like they were still trying to stick to their game plan, while I felt like Green Bay adjusted a bit because of Malik. And quite honestly, Malik's legs were, I think, they're the X factor. Not saying that he's a better quarterback, but it's an X factor between him and Jordan Love. Jordan can run, yeah, but I think like Malik is a little more electric than Jordan Love with his legs. And you saw that. I mean, when he took off, it was like, yeah, I'm going to leave all these fat guys behind and get myself to the second level. And it was, kudos to him. Like I said, Malik Willis did a hell of a job. I can't take that away from him. He did everything he could to beat us, but he didn't. Now, call it luck, call it whatever. Fumble in overtime, the onside kick. It just seems to me, like I said before, and it's a weird feeling that I've had because I watched so many Bears games that have been, I remember sitting in my parents' basement. Well, now my parents' basement was my basement, but we're all there for Monday night. Bears Cardinals, right? Everybody's there for Monday night. Halftime comes and I'm the only lonely motherfucker there with my dog. And I'm like, where's everybody at? Where's everybody at? But I stood, and obviously, they are who we thought they were, and they came back. And I've seen, both Mike Brown interceptions. Those were my greatest comebacks, right? So far in Bears history, those three. This one takes the cake. It just does. It just does. The way they did it, how the struggle it was for them to get things going. But when you call on the Iceman fucking cometh. And Caleb Williams answered the fucking bell. And it's just so funny to me now watching people who are still doubting, doubting, not only doubting the talent, but doubting the progress, doubting that you got some fucking ESPN Milwaukee guys talking out of their ass like he hasn't been developing. Go fuck yourself. You watch him every week. Every week we watch him. He struggles, but he develops. He struggles, but he gets better. If he makes a mistake, he makes something. He does something that makes you think, "Wow, all right, maybe he's trying to figure it out." And it's happening right in front of your fucking eyes, guys. It's happening right in front of our eyes. And I can't say enough. I just can't say enough about what Ben Johnson has done for Caleb Williams. And I know Caleb can't say enough about it either. But that connection, my God, I get chills thinking about what can be. And I don't want to get ahead of myself because I see the task at hand and I know they see it. But this relationship, this could be one of those Hall of Fame tandems. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to I'm not talking out of my ass. You got a teacher and you got a student, and they're both eager, and they're both willing to learn, and they're both willing to adjust, and they want to work together. Dangerous. And now I'm not talking about Russell Wilson, but it's a dangerous, not on the dance floor, but on the football field. That's a deadly combo. A teacher and a student who are on the same level and want the same thing and want to achieve the same goal. I love it. This was the best win I've seen the Bears pull off in my lifetime. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see a Super Bowl. I mean, I didn't see a Super Bowl win. I saw a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, you know what happened? But I haven't seen a Super Bowl win, man. But this team's got me believing, guys. It's got me believing. It really has. I think this Chicago Bears team, I think at the least in my eyes, we're talking about NFC Championship. And I don't want to get it, like I said, not getting ahead of my skis, but if you keep this momentum and you have this mentality and you have guys stepping up, Jade fucking Walker stepping up, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got guys stepping up. Nashawn, right man at the right fucking time, always. Again with another fumble, going into the red zone on Jacobs. If you have this belief, and it's a weird thing, man, and my kids are going to, I don't know what they're killing themselves up there, but somebody got body slammed. Either way, if you have this belief, and you see it with Ben, you see it when he addresses the locker room. I saw Eberflus couldn't control that locker room. You guys saw that shit last year. You know, it's all fluff. It's all bullshit. Ben is as real as it comes in my eyes. And the way that locker room responds to him, and not only the locker room, but some of these execs, you know what I mean? Like, It looks like, and I don't mean this in no disrespectful way, but it looks like everybody's towing that Ben Johnson line because he's got the juice. He has the plan, and if he could just, like I said before, in that fourth and one, if he could just not do that, I'd feel even more confident. But again, it's a first. He's still first year head coach. He's still learning too, as well, and I get that. But your goal was to win and win now when you came in, right? Those adjustments need to come quick, man. And I've just been seeing that tendency on these short yardage situations where he just gets too fucking pretty, and I don't understand. It's like Manungai, anybody run just put a fucking back there, bring in a heavy set, and let's go see fucking mano, and let's see what they can handle. If they can't fucking handle it, guess what? We got a first down. And if they do, well, fucking tip their hat to them and go fucking play defense. But there's times where you gotta be a fucking bully. You gotta be a bully. 4th and 1, red zone, you just lost the game in this exact situation. I mean, not so much as far as like where the ball was placed, but down in distance and where you generally were at on the field. It was the same fucking sitch. Same shit. And it's frustrating, like I said, it because I believe in the guy. Like I truly believe in the guy. He's above and beyond what I thought he would be as far as a culture builder. But this, as Phil loves to say, maniacal madman that he is, and that I love, right? Like I do love the aggressiveness. There's just times where I need you to not get a little pretty, like it's like I don't get it. Like I don't get with all the aggressiveness with why get pretty in these situations when you have a hammer in Manungai. Hell, even Swift has been a fucking one cutting up back lately, or since the bye. He's been fucking fantastic doing that. He has no dancing in the hole. One cut, let's go, lower your shoulder, let's bounce back up and go back to the huddle. Like that's what these backs do. And Manungai, I mean, he's taking people's souls out there running the ball. Linebackers don't want to hit him, let alone fucking corners and safeties. He's a punisher. So it kills me sometimes when I see it. It just does. It's always going to be that way for me. And it's not retrospect. It's not, oh, you would have called this fucking play, or if it would have worked. No, man. It's just how I see. It's me. It's Ben Johnson is obviously the fucking head coach of the Bears. He's got more experience than I. But if I'm sitting there thinking in that situation right now, well, we tried to do a boot, right? Play action boot last time. Didn't work. Why not just go straight ahead and see how that plays out with the millions of dollars you spent up front on your 3 interior linemen? I mean, go heavy. Bring 2 fucking tight ends in the backfield. I don't give a fuck. But go forward. That fucking, I don't know what the fuck that play. What is he? Whatever the hell he calls that play, he needs to call it out of his fucking playbook because I don't want to see it again. Unnecessary. All the fucking momentum, and you got in your team's way. You got in your own way, and that's just how I feel about it. What's up, guys? What's up, Scottish? What's up, everybody? I know I'm on a ramble here. It's gonna be a quick one. We got. I told my kids I keep it about 45 minutes, and then we're gonna go watch a movie. So what I'm gonna do now is bring up the post game from both Ben and Caleb. If I could, this thing doesn't freeze on me. There we go. We got it. Okay. Let me do this for you guys real quick. Crazy night last night at Casa Humilde too. Over there, 7,700 West Madison. Packed house. Everybody was fucking going. I mean, go to True Chicago sports fans when we did the post game. Go check it out. Now because I know BHL was on, so it's obviously weren't gonna interfere with that. But go right now, check it out. Like everybody was going fucking nuts. It was a packed house. Fuck Green Bay. Green Bay sucks. Is flying all over the place after the game. Hugs with strangers. Hugs with fans. We gained so many, followers the other day. It was exactly what happens when the Chicago Bears are good. It's exactly what happens when the Bears are good. It galvanizes the city. It brings strangers together. The Bears save lives. No, let's not go too far, but it's better. It's just better. I can't put any other words to it. Everything feels better when the Bears are winning. The NFL's better, for obvious reasons. But it's how I feel. It's how a lot of people feel. If the Bears aren't involved, it's a shame. And I'm so fucking happy that we're involved again and we're being talked about with respect and not, just not an afterthought. You know what I'm saying? It's not an afterthought anymore. That's not our Bears. Our Bears aren't a fucking afterthought. If you treat us like a fucking afterthought, you're gonna get punched in the fucking mouth and wake up with a loss. All right. Enough of the rambling. Enough of the rants. All right. Great win by the Bears. Loved it. Let's go listen to Ben Johnson, and I'm gonna go watch a movie with my kids.
At the end there was CJ. He had a knee, so we'll see what that looks like, and we'll take it from there. But I told the guys in the locker room, and I'll reiterate it, is just this is a special group. I felt that early in the season. You get with some of those wins, the Raiders game, and the Washington game, and and you start feeling it, the belief coming, and this just doesn't. This group, I'm talking about coaches and players combined, it's rare. It really is. And I can't say enough good things about the people in this building. Ryan's done a great job bringing this collection of people together. And, man, they're mentally tough. They're physically tough. I know we're going to fight you for 60 minutes. And in a game like that, even though the odds are against us, they're that late.
Yo, is Ben emotional right now? I mean, look, I was emotional. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's almost like Ben. It's man, that's why it's my bad. It's the passion, man. Like you can see it, like dog. Like this coach is with us. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't felt this. I haven't felt a coach that I feel is like, down for the cause. Like he's with us. Like he's our guy. And you can see it on his face with the emotion, with the belief. Ripping the fucking shirt off. He's the fucking guy. Just got to clean up some things.
We're going to keep on swinging and make some plays when we needed to. So I couldn't be more proud of the group. I mean, I'm very fortunate to be in the position I'm in, coaching these guys, and not something I take for granted. So I'll go ahead and open it up from there.
Final pass to DJ come to life from the origin stages to being executed there on the final play.
The final play, yeah, I mean, that was one that we put in, and we ran in practice on Thursday, and it almost looked identical to that. I thought Caleb threw a dime in practice, and DJ came down with it, and we're hopeful that it may or may not be there, but we timed that one up right. DJ ran a great route, and Caleb threw him a great ball. But I think it's also a testament to our preparation over the course of the week. I think the coaches do a great job coming up with good ideas to put our guys in good spots. And then when you go out and you execute it on the practice field, it does become game day reality for us.
Describe your emotions in those final 3 minutes of regulation and the overtime and the big swing.
I mean, my emotion, I try to keep them in check and steady Eddie. You know, I was having some headset issues there at the end. And so I got the better of me at the end. But other than that, you know, I try to stay conscious of what's going on. And, you know, my job on game day is to not only just call the offensive plays, but make sure that we're managing our timeouts correctly and the penalties and everything of that nature. And so it's hard to do that if I get too emotionally up and down. That's just what I've learned about myself over the years. So, like I said, though, I mean, I love it for these guys. I think they just did a phenomenal job here tonight.
If Ben ever gets emotionally up and down, I'd be fucking shocked. He's the most stoic motherfucker I've seen on the sideline. Like, there's times where it looks like ain't shit could get under Ben's skin, but I digress.
The first option on that touchdown play, that was kind of he was kind of trying to explain.
Well, we had a lot of answers. That's one of those plays that we felt like, depending on the coverage, it would change who the primary receiver was going to be. And so the play before, they cover zeroed us, and Caleb was aware of that, and they came back on fourth down and did the same thing, cover zero. And on that particular play, Jade was our zero answer.
Like seeing a guy like that, you know, he hasn't caught too many passes this year. Just him coming through there, and Caleb coming through with the blitz, with the pressure. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, I that's why we do what we do over the course of the season, though. And I know to the people that haven't been in the building, it's like, oh my gosh, you're going to the undrafted rookie on fourth down. Well, you know, we see what he does.
I'm sorry, I just cut him off. I haven't seen this either, but like I'm sure he was just about to say what it's. We seen this motherfucker do some things, man. We seen Jade do some things, man. Like to me, Jade getting an opportunity on offense, that's what I've been fucking waiting for, and he fucking delivered. Jade. Yeah, he came to play. Jade came to play today.
Week. We see how he goes about his business. There's a reason why we didn't want to expose him to the waiver wire and someone poach him after the preseason. We see a bright future for this guy, and he's done nothing but steadily improve over the course of the season. The coaches trust him.
Dog.
Caleb trusts him. And so when it's a big moment like that and you're not sure exactly what coverage they're going to be in, as I described the play, anybody could get that ball depending on what they call. I had a lot of confidence that he was going to come down and get it, and so does Caleb. So that's where we're at as a team right now. I feel like everyone trusts that whoever's out there on game day, they're going to come through for us. It doesn't matter who it is at this point.
Jade long ass like a tarantula. I was like, to be honest, part of me felt like only Jade could have caught that fucking ball, that long motherfucker. Love it. You love your lanky ass. Like it was the perfect spot for Jade Walker. Just stretched out. It was, you don't draw up, like, I'm sorry, you don't simulate situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't mimic a situation like that. Fourth down, gotta make a play. Blitz, pressure in your face. Caleb fading to his right. Gotta make a throw perfect in the corner. Regardless if the fucking corner was off or not. That ball needed to be perfect. And it was on the fucking money. But Jade made the play. And you gotta give him credit where credit's due, man. You gotta give him credit, man. You can't ignore some of these guys. Like some of these guys, you know, have been waiting for this fucking opportunity. Jade seized it today. He seized it today. He did. In his role as a wide receiver, not a fucking special teams guy, and you're a football player, you do your job. But as a wideout, when we needed him, dog fucking stepped up. And we need to keep these motherfuckers. When you recognize a dog, when you find your dog, keep them. These are the guys we need moving forward. That's the mentality we need moving forward. When your number's called, ain't no time to pussyfoot around. You got to answer the bell. And these guys are doing it, man. I just got to give them all the credit in the world You got backups answering the call because they believe in this man right here, Ben Johnson. It's a beautiful thing to see, man.
Field goals were a premium for you guys. What was your reaction to how Cairo handled the gusty conditions?
He did a phenomenal job, and I think that's a big asset for us. He's been here. He understands that wind. He does a great job in practice. He gets a lot of time on task with it. I thought he handled it really, really well, and huge reason why he got a game ball.
And what went into the decision to go for the extra point on the tying TV rather than 2 point?
Well, 2-point conversion percentage is under 50%, so I felt like we had a above 50% chance to win it in overtime.
And when you see Caleb's resilience, when you see tonight and a lot of other games where he's not producing a lot for a while and then really finishes with a flourish at the end. What do you think that says about his long-term potential?
I think, it's hard
Sky's
for me
the
to
limit,
comment
motherfucker.
entirely on his performance just off the cuff.
No, sky's the fucking limit. If you haven't seen it yet, and I know you just got to ask your questions out there, but fuck, if you don't know sky's the limit yet, what are you watching? What are you waiting for? What are you thinking about? This is just year one with them. Yeah, we're the comeback kids, but how many times when it matters does Caleb step the fuck up? We got 6 so far this year. Comeback wins. He's got track records now. He's got tape. You know what I'm saying? And the tape never fucking lies. There's progression. There's growth. There's more understanding to come. As long as they stick together and Caleb keeps up exactly what I believe he would do as far as the work ethic and understanding completely Ben Johnson's playbook and Ben Johnson's understanding of what he wants to do when he's operating his offense.
Stuff like this, but he came through and he always makes plays when needed. He's clutch like that. We'll go back. We'll look at anything that we could have done better over the course of the game, but I thought he always keeps a level head. He understands the situation so well. We're down by 2 scores, and hey, we got to score as fast as we can here. Got it. And he's all over it, trying to work as quickly as we can. And I think he gets better every single week, Jason. I think that's something we keep talking about, and I really do think he is playing some of his best football right now of the year.
Is it for his development to be in these games, to be in this intense playoff race, and theoretically after this, the playoffs themselves?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think it's good for our entire team. Hey, we got a lot of guys that don't have playoff experience or don't have, meaningful games in December experience, right? I mean, it's when you look at it, and so it's a little bit foreign territory for a number of them. We talk about keeping our poise and what it takes to win these games, and I think we're going to continue to get better and learn how to handle them. What I wasn't happy with here today were the number of penalties we had. We had a couple of those.
100%. That shit was egregious.
15-yard variety that I thought we could have done a better job just making sure we didn't commit those, and that would have helped us a long way. And again, especially with the weather being the way it was, every yard mattered in a game like this. So overall, though, I think they handled it really, really well.
The opening drive ended with that play with snap over Kyle's head. What was your thought process of going to that particular play and what you were trying to get done?
Well, yeah, I mean, we got our short yardage plays during the week, and that was one that felt strongly about, obviously. And probably the last thing in my mind was that the ball was going to go over the head.
Why would it be the last thing in your mind? I know you got to believe in the plays you call, man. But again, we know you're a genius. We know you're a genius. You've proven it. We get it. We get it. Why can't we just, punch somebody in the motherfucking mouth and push them over and get it 1 yard? Why do we got to do all this other shit? It frustrates the hell out of me. And they're not the same, but I keep going to 18, man. Nagy would do this shit, man, in certain situations where you're expecting them to execute one way and Oh, we're cute, and Santa's sleigh or Santa's little helper, whatever the fuck it was. You got all these cute fucking plays, and then all of a sudden, 1 week comes around and somebody figures you the fuck out. And then you don't get these plays anymore. And then you don't know what the fuck you're gonna do. You run Cordell Patterson on jet sweeps all day, trying to pick up 1 yard. We're beyond that now. I went back. I went dark. I went back to a dark place. Let's get back to Ben Johnson. Went to a dark place, but you guys get me, right? Like, Ben, just be a hammer sometimes. Be a fucking bully, man. Be the dog you are.
Made you feel strongly about that, given that not something we see every week from you guys.
Just what I saw on tape and what it looked like in practice during the week.
The belief for this team, you describe it as rare. What makes this group special in that regard, the ability to stay believing through the end of every game?
Yeah, I don't think I've been around a team that just, when it's this late in games, just they don't bat an eye. You don't feel any despair on the sideline from any of the phases. You might feel it in the stadium a little bit. You could feel the fans kind of coming to life again, once we got a little momentum going in the fourth quarter, but our guys, they don't miss a beat. They just keep plucking along, and they know good things will come if we just keep on swinging away.
And speaking of that, you've now been through a full season of Bears-Packers rivalry. What are your reactions to it now, and how much can a game like this add juice to the rivalry when Chicago hasn't had a lot of success recently?
Yeah, no, I mean, this has always been a big one. It's my first 2 games, obviously, with it, but it means a lot to the people in the organization. It means a lot to the city of Chicago.
No, Ben, this one meant a lot to you. You came in here, King Kong beating your chest. I love beating the Packers twice a year with a big ass smile on your face. I get it. Lovey did it. I get it, right? There would have been no animosity if fucking the Packers beat us and Matt LaFleur walked up to that podium and was like, I love beating the Bears twice a fucking year. So for me, again, this one was a big one for you too. It's not just the people obviously, yes, for us, it was huge. This one was big for you, big dog. Sometimes the mouth, tends to cash, try to cash checks that can't be cashed. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you said, something that you stood on. I'm cool with it, but this was like, if you lost this, you'd have been talked about. That line would have been a punchline for you for a while. So again, this was bigger than Nino Brown. Like this was for, like I said before, to me, I don't know how y'all feel. What do you got? 556. Jesus Christ, 556. That's a big one. It's a first. You got 556 watching, but like you've seen this. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a opportunity with a team that seems to be, just finding a way every single week. And it's something that you can't take for granted, man. People don't, or excuse me, teams, organizations, like, yeah, you have these teams that are, have built, sustained, winners, consistent winners. But there's sometimes where you get a team that has been winning and consistently, and all of a sudden they finally get to where they want to be, or they get close even, and then you feel like, oh, that team will be back. Oh, they'll bounce back. They'll add more. They'll do this. They'll do that, and it ain't so. So seize the opportunity now. I have to eat crow myself because I said I don't think this Bears team could win a Super Bowl. I think we could. I think we're in the mix. I think we could win the fucking. I think we could win the whole fucking thing. To be honest, I say it nuts out. I think we could win the whole fucking thing if we keep playing and believing like this.
Chicago, and then it came down to the wire really in both the games. So it's going to be an exciting future, I think.
Then it was tough to get the flash of pass going early in the game for you guys. Felt like their edges were really there, getting pressure on Caleb, coming out of the fake. And in the second half, a lot more successful, obviously, the final play there. What changed for you guys now after the offense?
Shoot, Ben, I got to go back and I got to look at that, man. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. There were a number of things that weren't quite clicking there during the middle of the game. We felt like we were moving the ball on the first series, obviously, and it became one of those games pretty quickly where you knew it wasn't going to be many possessions. It was going to go by. They did a great job controlling the clock, and so I think we had 3 possessions in the first half, and we knew our opportunities were going to be limited there in the second half. And so, I got to go back and I got to look at the play action exactly what went right and what went wrong.
I'll answer this right now. Doyle, Colette, $2. I appreciate it. Ivan, would you go out and sign Judon? I believe Judon signed with the Buffalo Bills. So would I have? I would have inquired, but I believe Matthew Judon is now a Buffalo Bill. So again, it definitely would have helped with the pass rush, no doubt. Like it would have been something for me if he was interested. Yeah, let's go ahead and kick the tires on Matthew Judon, no doubt. But yeah, he signed with the Buffalo Bills, and yeah, that's all she wrote. Let's go ahead and wrap up here. I'm going a little bit over, but once we're done here, I'll say my final farewells.
How frustrating is that? Knowing that they're taking the air out of the ball there, and you're sitting there with all your offensive play goals, you want to get after it, but they're just pulling that ball for those extended periods of time.
Yeah, I don't know that it's frustrating. It's especially when your defense is holding them to 3s instead of giving up 7s. And so that even though they're possessing the ball as long as they are, that you're still in it. You're only down by a score, and you're going to be just fine. So. It's a matter of just putting a few good plays together and capitalizing in the red zone.
Ben Johnson, your head ball coach for the Chicago Bears, and I'm happy he's our ball coach. I criticized him a couple weeks ago about the same shit I've been, I was talking about the 4th and 1 and stuff, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but it just seems like motherfuckers just get like I can't criticize. Like he has a standard for himself that he's holding, right? There's a standard for the team that he's holding, right? We're gonna win and win now, is what he said, right? You're damn right I'm gonna hold him to a fucking high standard. If he fucks up, I'm gonna say it too. You should point it out too. Because if he can't see it, I mean, like I'm sure he's gonna make adjustments. He's gonna be a better coach. But there's some people, man. I can't, like, you can't criticize him for making a mistake because the Bears are winning. Yeah, I get it. The Bears are winning, right? And I love it. That's the most important thing. But don't you think they could be better? Don't you think he could be better? Don't you think some of the shit that he pulls off is like a little bit risky? Maybe shouldn't have been called. Maybe you could have went to another play. Again, first-year head coach. It's just a small criticism, right? Because I think Ben Johnson is a man who will continue to grow his offense, grow his tendencies will change. He'll adjust. He's maniacal like that. He's the guy that we wanted, the guy that Phil has been fucking asking for years, the guy that we've been begging for, somebody whose life is ball, and he's on your fucking team, and your quarterback's life is ball, and he's on your fucking team, man. Like, they're both on your team. It's an exciting time to be a Bears fan. It really is. And I just can't front. There's something about this group. There's something about the quarterback, the head coach, that just makes me believe. And he has everybody in the city of Chicago believing in this team right now. Guys, I'm Ivan Vargas. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Almost fucking 600 people watching tonight. That's way more than I fucking ever get. So I appreciate everybody that's in here. Can't stress it enough. Best Bears Packers game I've ever fucking seen. Best Bears game I've ever witnessed in my life. Hands down. Happened yesterday. And the Bears won, man. It was can't say enough, man. I'm probably gonna go watch the game again, right? It might not even be a movie I'm gonna watch with the kids. I'm gonna be like, sit down, we're gonna watch the Bears. We're gonna watch the Bears again. Sit down and learn some. But anyway, guys, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the Tape Never Lies Network. Become a patron today at www.thetapeneverlies.com. It's a special time to be a Bears fan. And, you know, all I say is enjoy the fucking ride. Enjoy the ride. And for the Bears, seize the moment because we've seen this. We've seen these one-offs. Seize the moment now. Don't think you have tomorrow. Ivan Vargas, guys. Peace. Love y'all. I'm out.